this is how we are going to do with our first project. We are going to insert MTN logo. So to design a logo, immediately you launch the app. Now this is how we are going to start with it. We are saying that the first thing, let's clear the text. So because we are going to design a logo, now we'll come to the background tab. Let's tap on the background. Then we are going to use transparent. So we select transparent like this. Now we said we are going to use an eyedropper. So the eyedropper, it is in a group already. Now the eyedropper is the MTN logo. So we just want the MTN color to use that as an eyedropper. So we come back to the shape tab. Then we select import. Now it opens out, so we select this picture. Then we just select the OK. I think we don't need this picture, but we want to use the color. So because we need the color, we just leave it this way. Then we come to the shape. Now when we come to the shape, now we leave it this way. Then we then scroll down the shape. We scroll down and select a color. So we click on the plus button. Then we select the eyedropper. Now we click on the MTN logo that we have imported. So we just select the yellow color like this. Then you select OK. Then you come and select OK here. Now you can see that this is the color that we have filled. Now with this MTN, so we then select OK. Now we count this MTN color, we don't need it. Have you seen that? But we still need the blue color and that of the red. So we tap on the overlay tab. Then we click on the eye. So we click the eye to make sure it's now blind, so it's no more appearing in the workspace. So now this time around, we're going to increase the size of this first background. So we increase the size like this. So better still, we can come to the relative position, relative size. So click on the relative size like this, then increase it to let's see, okay, 80 will be okay. Now look at this enable button. When you make it off, that means you are enabling only one, that is only the width or only the height. But this time we want both the height and the width to be the same, so we increase the width to 85. You see that? So we enabled it. Then we also increase the width to, okay, so we increase it to, so first thing you off it, then increase it to 85. Now come to the height to increase it to 85. Now when you are done, you select the enable, then click on the OK button. So now as we have positioned the background, now let's position it so that it will be in the working space. It will distribute to both right, left and top. So we come to the relative size, we click on the relative size. Now in the middle, you click on the middle. That means from both right to left. You see that it's positioned well. Then you come and select this one to so that from top and down it is positioned well. I hope this is clear. So you select the OK. Now when you select the OK button, let's make sure we lock it so that it doesn't, our hand, we don't mistakenly tap on it so that it will shift. So we come to the overlay, tap on the overlay, then you press the lock key and it will lock it. So you come back and tap the overlay, and you can see that when you even tap, you can no more longer move it. So first, to insert the frame, we go to the insert shape. So you click on the insert shape. Now on the insert shape, you can at least increase it like this. Then you come, then you scroll down. Now you see you come to first, just leave it, come to the stroke. Now you give it a stroke to 10. So let's give it a stroke of 10. You see that? So you give it 10. Now select the color, the stroke colors. You see the stroke color. So select white. So the stroke color should be white. Don't worry, we'll still come back. Now you come back to the opacity. Now you can see opacity. So you drag the opacity and leave it. You see that the opacity, you leave it, or just bring it to 100. Now scroll back, you see the color. So now you see the color opacity down, you drag it back to 0. Now when you are done with this, you click on OK. This time around, we are now also going to give the frame a relative size. So let's give a relative size of 70. So let's say okay, let's give it a size of 60. So just leave the enable and give it a size of 65. Okay, 65 will do. Then you select the OK button. Now come back to the relative position. You click on the relative position. Now you position it right and left, and also position it top and down. So when you're done with this, you click on the OK button. And please remember, we'll still come back and edit it. So you go to the overlay, then you also lock it, then come to the overlay and click it, and we are done. This is how to add frame. So our next one, look at how to add an overlay, and this overlay will be the background, which is blue, and we said we are going to use an eyedropper. So you still come to the shape, you click on the shape. Now in the shape window, you click the drop down and select the circle. So after you select the circle, you scroll down to fill color. You see that? So in the fill color, you select the plus button. Now you come to top and click the eyedropper. Now you see the MTN move, so you click on the MTN move. Then we drag the circle to, you see that the blue line. When you get to the top, now when you're done, you click on the correct mark. Then come and select OK too. You can see the circle is now the blue color that we are talking about. So this time I'm going to make it over. So you drag it. Now when you select OK, now you have inserted. So this time I'm going to drag it a little bit. So you drag it here. So this is how you are going to drag it. But make sure that you come to the relative size too. So with the relative size, we are going to make sure that the width, let's increase the width a little bit. So increase the width to say 55. Now please, you click on the enable, because when you leave the enable, you are increasing all at a go. But with the enable, just remove the enable, then you come to the height, you decrease the height. So let's decrease the height to say 20. No, let's increase it to, let's increase it to 20. Okay, so this is how we'll do. So increase it to 20, then we select OK. Now this time we are going to position it. So you come to the relative position, you click on the relative position, you position it right to left and position it down to. So when you're done, you click on the OK, then you come to the overlay, then you lock it. So you can see that it is now locked. In the next procedure, we are going to insert the text MTN. So this time around, you go to the A tab, that is the A tab, and click on the plus sign to give a text. Then you can drag the text to the middle, then you click on the edit, then you type MTN with capital MTN, then you click on OK to insert it. So this time I think we need to increase it, so we can increase it a little bit like this, then we can leave it like this way. Now you scroll down. I think it is white, so you can scroll down. So you scroll to the alignment, then align the center, then you can give the justify and select OK. Now come to the line spacing. So with the line space, let's give 1, 2, 3. So let's give it 3 spacing, then we select OK. Now this time around, with the MTN, you come back, let's bold it. So give the style and we bold it this, so I think this will look nice. Then we also give it an italic. So this is how it is appearing. then we select the OK button. Okay, next one is to make sure that the text is also in a relative position. So you click on the relative position. Now you position it right and left, then you position it top and down. You can see it is positioned well. Then you select the OK. Then this time around we can also lock the MTN. Then we select it this way. So I think the logo is almost done, but we're left with 1 or 2 steps. So another one is to, there's a red color. So with the red color, you come and select the insert tab. You select the shape. Now you can shrink the shape very small. You can shrink it very small. So I think this time around, just come to the eyedropper. So to give it color, click the eyedropper. So click the eyedropper and select the MTN. So this time I'll bring it to the red circle. Then we select the red color. Then we give it this color. Then we select OK. And you can see it is having red color. So we press the OK button like this. So we want to give it a relative position. So to give the relative position, we click this way, click it right and left, click it bottom and top. So we are still not done. So we select OK. Now count the relative size. So with the relative size is 6 with 6 height. So you can, and it is enabled. That means you can increase both one at a time. So to do that, we just decrease the width so that the size to also decrease. So I think this 3 will do. So we select OK. Now we make sure that we want to drag it. So this time no relative position, we come to the position. Now make sure that 5 each, just leave it to 0 each. Now you click the down to move it down. You click it to move down. You click to move down. Now you click the right side to move right side. But you can see at the end it doesn't position well. So we still come to the overlay. Click on the overlay tab. Now you click on the red tab. Now come back and click the overlay to remove it. Now you move to the right side. Now where you get rotate, so you click on the rotate button. Now click the plus to rotate it. So click as you I think okay, it will do. So we select OK. Now we then come to the relative position. Then we drag it to 0. Now we click the right to see if it is positioned well. Then we leave this. Now you can observe that the red size is too big. So we come to the overlay, click on the red, we click on the overlay, then we come to the red. The red, we come to the relative size. So we click the relative size. This time we'll decrease it a little bit. You see that? So 2. Now we click OK. So we use the position but not relative position. Then we drag it to 0. Then we shift it a little bit. Now bring it down. So bring it down small. We click OK. The white still needs small to fill. So we can come back and click on it again. So this time we move to the rotate. So rotate it once again, 6. Then select OK. Now let's see. So we allow it. So we click again, go to the red, come to the overlay. This time round, the position we drag it to 0 inch. Then we move it back. Then we select OK. And you can see it is now fit. So this time you can now select your project, save it as what? MTN. So then you say MTN, then say OK. Now it's confirm. So now you then save. So click on the save button and select save. Select to gallery.